The history of Bitcoin. Cryptocurrency has changed its dynamics of the financial market, giving traditional banking industries a run for their money. And the one crypto even those who don't follow the field know about is Bitcoin. The alpha male of the crypto industry, Bitcoin is considered to be the first cryptocurrency. But how did it all start? Why was there a need for Bitcoin? Well, do watch the full video to find out. Anyhow, welcome back to Crypto Trends, guys. Do not forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Bitcoin is the most popular crypto in the market. Bitcoin was founded in 2008 by an unknown individual or group going by the name of Satoshi Nakamoto. This was done as a reaction to the Great Recession in 2008, with people losing trust over banks and the current financial system. So how does Bitcoin differ from the traditional banks? In traditional transactions, when a transaction is done between two individuals, there's always a third party involved, and this party can meddle with the transaction and can charge additional fees for the transactions. Bitcoin eliminated the presence of a third party. It works on a decentralized peer-to-peer network. Transactions were done directly between person to person without the involvement of banks or other third-party organizations. On January 3, 2009, Bitcoin was launched, and the first block was named the Genesis block. One of the first supporters of Bitcoin was Hal Finney. He was also involved in the first ever Bitcoin transaction when he received 10 Bitcoins from Nakamoto after downloading the software on January 12, 2009. This was followed by support from other renowned programmers like Wei Dai and Nick Szabo, which increased the credibility of Bitcoin among the commoners. 2010 to 2015. In 2010, Bitcoin had its first retail transaction where a consumer exchanged 10,000 BTC for 2 pizzas. Imagine how much he would be grading it now. This was the time when Bitcoin still did not hold any value in the real world, so this transaction proved significant in using Bitcoin in day-to-day life. Bitcoin was made available in exchanges in 2010, making it easier for investors to buy, sell, trade, and store the currency. Because of these exchanges, Bitcoin has a reliable price against the US dollar. Seeing the traction Bitcoin was attracting, other cryptos started to emerge, Ethereum and Litecoin, so cryptos were turning into a legitimate field to invest in for the investors. By 2011, several NGOs and other foundations started to accept Bitcoin as donations. Considering the rise in competition, those at Bitcoin began to improve the code behind their crypto's blockchain, adapting to the consumer's needs. This wider use of applications brought in more investors, which in turn contributed to the rise in Bitcoin's value. There was also a notable increase in the use of Bitcoin as currency once selected businesses began to accept Bitcoin along with the traditional currency. The topic of whether Bitcoins are a legitimate form of currency gained so much hype and interest that it started to make its way into sitcoms and movies. The topic was discussed in sitcom series like The Good Wife and Mad Money. In 2012, the Bitcoin Foundation was formed to standardize and protect its protocol and also to accelerate its global outreach. In February 2013, $1 million worth of Bitcoins were sold in a single month, making it a new milestone for the company. By this time, companies started offering parts of their employees' salaries in Bitcoins. Bitcoin also started collaborating with M-Pesa to provide innovative payment options in Africa. When 2014 arrived, Bitcoin started to streak into fields which it has never been associated before. Several gaming companies like Microsoft, Xbox, and Zynga started accepting Bitcoins to buy in-game assets. Also, several casinos in Las Vegas started accepting Bitcoins for gambling. In 2015, Bitcoin were getting back to their feet from the Mt. Gox fiasco. Also, the temporary shutdown of Bitstamp, citing a hack in their servers, which resulted in the loss of 19,000 BTC. This did not help the reputation of the crypto. Nevertheless, Bitcoin still managed to do spectacularly well in the market. 2016 to 2020. The number of businesses accepting Bitcoin continued to rise. In 2017, reports claimed that the number of online stores accepting Bitcoin in Japan had increased about 4.6 times in the past year. BitPay's CEO, Stephen Pear, declared the company's transaction rate grew 3 times from January 2016 to February 2017 and explained the usage of Bitcoin is growing in block-to-block supply chain payments. Several countries started to bring in regulations for the usage of cryptos in their country. For example, South Korea brought in regulations stating that all Bitcoin traders must reveal their identity, thus putting a ban on anonymous trading in the country. It is amazing how much Bitcoin has grown in a decade. It is evident that it has revolutionized the industry. But what about its price? How much has the market value of Bitcoin risen? In February 2011, Bitcoin's price for the first time since its creation crossed the $1 threshold. For its first few years, Bitcoin price was under the $2 market. But in June 2011, Bitcoin hit its first bubble. The value of the crypto skyrocketed to around $31 before sinking back down to the single-digit rate. Fast-tracking 2 years, by April 2013, Bitcoin reached the $200 mark, and by the end of November, Bitcoin's value was worth more than $1,000. To put it in layman's terms, if you had 1,000 Bitcoins in 2013, you were a millionaire. 2017 was considered the bloom period for Bitcoin. Everyone from an average daily wage worker to a hedge fund manager was talking about Bitcoins. This was compared to the internet boom in the 1990s. This apparent second bubble of Bitcoin saw its value in the market rise to a staggering $10,000, a price range never been touched before by a cryptocurrency. But in 2018, Bitcoin stock came crashing down, as predicted by many. This was due to a number of factors: lack of trust, fear of losing shares, legality, etc. These all contributed to Bitcoin's value dropping to $3,000 in 2018. But in hindsight, this was considered a good omen, as a more mature and stable market was rising for cryptocurrencies. Countries have started to legalize cryptocurrencies, and banks were allowed to hold digital assets, allowing the markets to be more mature and stable. By 2020, Bitcoin's stock rose to $37,000. It hit its all-time high in October 2021, when the price of Bitcoin rose to an astonishing $67,000. Bitcoin has come a long way since its creation by Satoshi Nakamoto. Speaking of Nakamoto, who is the guy? The creator of the biggest and most popular crypto in the world, and we don't even know anything about him. Well, the real identity of the founder is still a mystery, but believe me, it is not for lack of trying. This topic attracted so much traction that publications held investigations to find the identity of the founder of Bitcoin. The New Yorker's investigations brought up Michael Clear and Vili Lendoverta as the 2 possible suspects, but both of them denied these speculations. There were also theories that it might have been one of the early investors, Hal Finney, Wai Dai, Nick Szabo, but all of those were denied. Ted Nelson speculated the Japanese mathematician Shinichi Machizuki is the real founder. Israeli researchers Dorit Ron and Ari Shamir pointed to Silk Road-linked Ross William Ulbricht as the possible founder of Bitcoin. This was based on their suspicion of an analysis of the network of Bitcoin transactions. These allegations were contested, and their claims were retracted. The hunt for the man behind the mask of Satoshi Nakamoto went so crazy that a journalist found a person whose actual birth name is Satoshi Nakamoto and claimed he is the founder. But after the mid-2010s, Nakamoto's involvement in Bitcoin started to decrease. He was not active in the company's forum and had handed over the reins to Gavin Andresen. So to date, the true identity of Satoshi Nakamoto remains a mystery. The man's a ghost, literally. Bitcoin currently stands at a price of $38,000 and has a market cap of $760 billion. This is for a coin that 10 years ago had a value of just over $1. The growth and journey of Bitcoin is a remarkable one, proves the credibility of its initiative. Bitcoin is still expected to grow over the coming years, and with the probable inclusion in the metaverse, interesting times lie ahead for the crypto giants. That is all for today, folks. Thanks for watching the video. Do tell us your view on the growth of Bitcoin in the comment section below. Don't forget to like and share the video with your friends. If you like our channel content, check out the other videos in our channel and hit the subscribe button and the bell icon to receive notifications whenever we come up with a new video.